Hello, welcome to another training on Rethink Behavioral Services. My name is Damaris, and I am going to walk you through on how to take data through the Rethink app. So I have my app available, Rethink Behavioral Health, and I'm going to click on it. I'm going to sign in. You have unsynced data. This is going to pop up when I have another session from a previous day and it's not completely sunk. So I could either continue with that session or I can start a new session. But in this case, I'm just going to start a new session. I'm going to go to calendar. And today is Wednesday, March 27, 5:30 a.m., 6:30 a.m. This is with my client, so I'm going to click here with my client. Everything here should look correct. So I have the client's name, staff name, service type. It should say ABA, but for training purposes, it is not there. Activities, direct therapy, 5:30 to 6:30, supervisor. Status still needs verification. So all the way at the bottom here, it says collect data. I'm going to click on that. Client demo, it will say your client's name, but for training purposes, we have client demo. So I'm going to click on that. As you can see, a drop down comes down, behavior and skills. If I press the little arrow on the left hand side, it's going to show me what behaviors I'm working on. So for behaviors, it's eloping. And I'm going to press the other arrow under skills. And we're going to work on matching identical objects as well as imitating fine motor movements. So these are all the skills that the BCBA has put in place for that particular client. So I'm going to click on that because that's what I'm going to work on with my client today. And I'm also going to click on these skills. This is everything I'm going to work on today. And then I'm going to press the arrow in the right hand corner so that we can move along. Matching identical objects. If I press this little circle wheel here, it will explain exactly what I'm teaching. What do they mean when the BCB says matching identical objects? What are we working on? So I can click on all of these targets: block, ball, book, cup. This is everything I'm going to work on. And if you see here the goal, the student will match by placing identical objects together within a larger set. It talks about different types of objective 1, 2, 3, mastery criteria, the 3 trials, 80% over 10 consecutive sessions, maintenance mastery, maintenance schedule, and exercise. The BCBA will also give how to actually perform the exercise. Sit with the student at a table, place one object on the table, example block, hand the student an identical object, give the instruction, match. So if you read that, it'll kind of tell you how to perform the skill. Then there's the generalization. Once the child reaches generalization, that's what it's going to look like. What does error correction look like? The supplies you're going to need, any troubleshooting, and some helpful hints will all say in this on this tab. Okay, so then we're going to save that here on the right hand corner. We're going to save it. So if you press this little arrow on the right hand corner, these are everything that I'm going to work on today: block, ball, book, and cup, according to what we were told back in the in this little area here. I'm going to follow that, and then that's how I'm going to take my data. So let's go back. Perfect. Imitating fine motor. I'm going to do the same thing just so I know exactly how I'm working with my client. Put index fingers together. We're going to work on open, closing the hand, and making an OK sign. Again, if you're not sure how to perform those teaching targets, you can go down the line and read how to master it. You can read the exercise, what you're doing, generalization. Okay, but for training purposes, we're going to move along, and I'm going to go ahead and save it. Save is right in the top right corner. So if I press this little arrow going down, now this is everything that I'm going to work on. So as I follow the instruction, did they perform the block? Yes, they did. They did this the first time, they did not the second time. So if they do, you're going to press the green plus, and if they don't, you're going to press the red minus. And then you just kind of work with it with all of them. The ball, they did that 3 trials. The book, they didn't do it at all. Just kind of go down, put index fingers together. Did they do that? Yes, I'm going to give them a green. And if they didn't, I'm going to give them a red. Then we're going to go over, if you see here, it's highlighted skill. If I press the BX, that's behaviors. And the behavior for this particular client is eloping. So I'm going to press this arrow down. And this is just, I'm going to mark every time the client elopes. So every time we go into a room and the client runs out the room without telling me where they went, I'm going to press this green arrow, plus sign. So the client left the room 3 times, and I walked behind that client. We played another activity, and then from that room, the client ran again. I'm going to give them every single time they ran or they eloped from me or from what we were doing, the activity that we were doing. I'm going to mark that and in this area. Once we are done with our session, we are going to go back. I'm going to go back, and all of the data should be collected, and then we're going to go to notes. I explain how to take notes in the other video, so we're not going to go through this, but then you will click the notes. From the notes, after you complete that, we're going to verify it, make sure your time is correct, click verify, and then here in the right hand corner, we're going to sync everything. And that is how you take data. If you have any other questions, please do not hesitate to reach out. My name is Damaris Roper, and my email is info@focusbehavioralservices.com, and I will be happy to help walk you through that. Have a great day. Thank you.